right. So I do want y'all to have a device of some kind. Honestly, right now, phones would be great because I'm about to put up a QR code. So phones connected to Wi-Fi, and we can kind of check in with each other. It's 8 a.m. ish, and I just want to check in with you people here in person and with everybody online. Just kind of get a pulse on how everybody's feeling. Tell me which sloth you are this morning, and you can do so at that QR code link. Um, sorry, Connie, I should have given you that in the chat, but I'll put it in the chat. For those of you online, that link is now in the chat, or maybe you did it with your phones already. Kudos to you if you did. There's all sloths. You can only be a type of sloth at 8 a.m. Totally. Only a type of sloth. Yes. Right. Not awake. Okay, so we have a number of people. The mode I think is sleepy sloth. It seems you can see everybody else's. There's like a little bar when you after you add. So it seems like the mode is sleepy here at 8 a.m. Maybe it's not 8 a.m. where you are, my dear internet friends, but it's still early. And it's still the first session. So thanks for being here and take a look at where everybody is. Here, I'll show you guys on the screen. Well, you can see on your screen. Here we go. Yeah, we got mostly sleepy, but we had a lot of content sloths as well. I like that, right? Feeling okay, feeling content. This is good to know because we're going to be hanging out with each other. And those of you online, I did put a note in the chat. I am going to be asking you to do something with partners in a little bit. So find a friend, find a colleague nearby. That'd be great. Now, if you're still on the sloth, and some of you might have gone to the next screen already. If you haven't, 5 of you did, I'm going to force you there. And I want you guys, this session is called Math Confidence Through Community. That word community might have drawn you to this room. So I'm just wondering what that word means to you. Take a minute. You can just put a couple other words that community reminds you of, whatever you want. What does community mean to you? A couple synonyms or something different. Take a minute. And anybody who just came in, I'm asking you to tell me what community means to you, and you can get to the website with that QR code right up there. Anybody need it still? Yeah. Everybody in the room is on there. Nobody needs this anymore. Really appreciate the time you've put into just thinking about this word this morning, just a little warm up for us. Just highlight some things people are saying: sense of belonging and support. Love it. Fellowship, network, not on your own. Through the good, through the good, bad, and ugly. Yeah, Connie. Yeah, somebody online is saying
Christine says togetherness.
togetherness, right? Wonderful. Family is a community, right? Group with mutually interested goals. Working interconnectedly for greater efficiency in achieving those goals. Wow, thank you, 8 a.m. person, for thinking through that sentence. Good, not alone, help along the way. Really, this connects with my own idea of this word, so this is making sense to me. Thank you guys for thinking through that this morning. I have a question. So whenever I present, I'm here with a bunch of educators. And I like to use that time, right? So you guys are a bunch of educators. I'm going to maybe give this to Connie. Maybe I don't know. But yeah, you can come get it. So I'm curious about what you, the expert educators, think about this question. Okay. Now, do we have any students here today, adult education students, or online? Okay. Okay, bummer. So I'm really just asking expert educators for this. We can all guess a little bit. I'll give you, because you're not actually students, we can only guess at the moment, and we have some math to do in a minute. So maybe one or two people can share a guess if you feel strong. What do you think? Why do people even come? What are they doing there? What are they doing in your classrooms or in your Zoom rooms? If you don't feel strongly, that's fine. I have some guesses myself. Say it again. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. My name is Arthur. I think my people come to my class because they need support, because they need some, they're organized and they're looking for somebody that can help them to reach their goals. It's my.
Thank you, Arthur. And nothing online? Okay. I have some guesses myself. Maybe what came to mind for you was something like to learn, right? That maybe something like this. And this answer maybe made sense to learn some content. Maybe made sense in like 2000, maybe 2005, 2010. But now, I mean, can they not find these videos? There are many. Like, it's a big number. Or practice sites. Can they not find them? Okay, actually, maybe because there's just tons and tons of options. They're seeking a good curator. Right? I think I consider myself a good curator, honestly. So maybe they're looking for me. But there's free asynchronous tutors out there. Reddit is a place you can find them. And the people who come to class, maybe they don't want to go to any of the free tutoring sites that are available on the internet. Maybe they just don't know about those sites with the human tutors or the AI tutors, right? Okay, but if people do know about these things? Why do they still come? And definitely partially to learn. Nobody can argue that, certainly, right? But that's not it. It can't be it. So it's got to be diploma, right? To get the diploma, maybe? Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, because they can get that on their own too. There's those tests. They can go out. If they learned on their own, they can go to the tests. So yeah, I may have given away my guess, which is kind of the same as Archer's guess and what's your name? And Sue's guess, right? The support community, but you know, is it just teacher? I may have given away the guess, and I think it has something to do with people seeking out other humans with the same goals. To what's that? Somebody said something about same goals. Oh, it went away. Oh, there. Seeking out other people with mutually interested goals, working interconnectedly for greater efficiency in achieving those goals. I think maybe it's something to do with that. So what I want us to do today with this community was to come together, do some math, a little bit of math, and just see if we can figure out what does and does not create community. Okay. Oops. Huh. That was a little oopsie there, but that's okay. I'm going to show you, I'm going to show you a square. Okay, we're going to start doing some math. And all I want you to do is, it's going to be a square with a border, some pink border tiles, and hopefully you can see okay enough. I want you to try without counting one by one, just to see how many pink tiles there are. Okay, without counting one by one to see how many pink tiles there are. That's so strange. Yeah, that's the one I thought it would be, but interesting. Okay. If you have a number, you can just give me a little, yeah, okay. Got a couple of numbers out there. Just the pink, the good question. Yep, just pink. Okay. All right. How many are there? 16. Anybody get a different number? Only 16? Even in the online? Okay. Just 16. Sounds good. Aw. I guess I didn't test all the tests. Okay, is there anybody who wants to volunteer how they counted these squares? Yeah, over here, Wisconsin. Okay. Like outside these. Okay. Okay, gotcha. Okay, so you're doing 5 by 5 total squares. Okay, minus 3 by 3 squares. Fun. This is I want to. I'll just open a new tab. Keep that. Thank you. I'm just calling you Wisconsin because Christine, that's like exactly my name, but no E. So anyway, thanks, Christine. Anybody see it differently than Christine? Yeah, in the back. So these ones. Okay, and this one and this one. Okay. So 5 and 5 and 3 and 3, but you saw it 5, 5, 3, 3. Okay, great. And I'm gonna place the spotlight. Oh, thank you, Heidi. Anybody see it differently than Christine or Sandra?
Thank you. I counted 5 and then multiplied it by the 4 sides and then took away the 4 repeating squares. So 5 times 4, the 4 sides being 20, and then there's the 4 corner squares that are repeated. So I took those away.
Oh, okay. So 5 times 4, basically.
Times the 4 sides.
Okay,
yeah.
interesting. So you double counted all the corners like that. But you see, because you double counted them here, you subtracted 4. Okay, interesting.
Danielle.
Danielle. It was Sandra, right, who gave me the 5, 5, 3, 3 thing. Anybody see it differently than any of those 3 people?
4, and then I added 4 for the 4 corners.
Oh, yes. Okay, here, yeah, 3 times 4, like you're seeing it like this, these 3, plus
Yes, and then add the
boom,
4 corners.
boom, boom,
Thank you,
boom, like that. Nice. And your name?
Eric.
Eric. With the C? K?
Oh, no K, please.
No, oh, nope. Okay. All right, I'm opening all these tabs because I don't know how to screenshot on this computer.
Actually, I saw it the same way as Eric.
Same way as Eric. Okay, this
Great
is
minds.
Eric and Aaron. 2 E's. E, right, Aaron?
A.
Yeah. A. Sorry. Anybody see it differently than Aaron or Sandra or Christine or wait,
Danielle.
Danielle, right. Thank you, Danielle. We got all the ways. Wow, beautiful. Well, if you didn't share your way or if you shared it with somebody else, I'm going to give you an opportunity. Hopefully you still have the Desmos open on your phone. I want you to do a different one. This is a 5 by 5 square instead of a 3 by 3 square. If you don't have it on your phone, QR code's up there again. And what I really want you to focus on showing me how you saw it. So just sketch kind of how I was sketching Christine's and Danielle's and Sandra's. Sketch how you are counting this one. And maybe you count it differently than the pink one. I don't know. Just give us, show us what you did. It's okay. It's okay. It's not that. We heard it. It's batteries. It was just extra. It's plugged in.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't do this earlier. In case that QR code's not working for you. Zoom in on that. Thank you guys for spending time on this. I'm going to put up for your viewing pleasure some of what your friends around you have done. Some of you have taken to kind of, taking your friends' ways of doing it and putting their expressions. Some of you got your own there. Some of you are learning how the Desmos sketch tools work. Yeah. Is that you, Aaron? Small screen. Yeah. Yeah. That's your building community with my students as well, who love the mobile, but sometimes the small screen, not as good. Okay. Feel free to continue learning how that works and showing me how you saw it. On screen 5, which you can go to if you want on your own screen, but you'll notice that Eric's method here is named Lucia, Eric and Aaron. Apologies. So Eric and Aaron's method is here on screen 5. That's also how Lucia sees it. Here, this method, no one said this that I know of. I thought that Danielle was going this way, but Danielle, instead of counting the corners only once for each and thinking of, 5 plus 1, well, on the pink one, it was 3 plus 1, right? But this one is not counting the corners at the same time. So then there's no subtraction involved, but no less wonderful than Daniel's method, of course. So that's a new method, Curie. And then this method, Sandra, let's rename it it was Sandra, right? Yeah, oh. Yeah, right, okay. But this is not how you did the green one. You did it differently? Oh, fun. Okay. Well, this is how Sandra did the pink one anyway. But so at your tables, just take a minute or two. And those of you at home, I hope you've done what I suggested and found a friend or colleague nearby. Just look at all of these expressions. And we did some expressions while you were sharing. Just talk for a minute about how these expressions are similar. minute and finish what you're saying. Just finish what you're saying right now. Did anything that was said in your groups surprise you? Okay.
Wasn't any subtraction.
Okay, so what was said was on these three, there
Right.
was no subtraction. In our group, there
We
was
did, yeah,
at
because we
least
both
two
did
people who
subtraction.
did some subtraction. Your
Mhm.
group did too. Wow, nice.
Mhm.
So that was surprising in the expressions. Thanks for sharing. Anything else that was said at your tables that you would like to share with the big group or something that surprised you? Okay. Okay.
Still doing math.
So no. Okay. Play. I want you guys to keep doing math. So what I want you to do now at your tables? Honestly, I think this works better in pairs. So this table seems good to pair up. If your table, let's see. Okay, great, perfect. We're perfectly paired. And again, if you have a friend, on the internet, our internet friends. This is great for friends nearby, but if you don't, you can do it independently. It's just not going to be as fun. Screen 6 is where you'll start, but with your friends, if y'all are like, I'm done with screen 6, I want to move on, please do. So I'm going to give a little bit of time for you all to just work kind of quietly and talk to each other and do some math here. We're going to look at more squares is all what's happening. We've seen a 3x3 square, a 5x5 square. Your next square is a 6x6, but then we're going to look at a couple other sizes. Same task, different size square. Yeah. The three squares, wanted to know where the other two. One at a time. So you are on screen 6. You see screen 6? Okay, great. So right now you're just working on the 6x6 and you don't see a colored border yet. Oh, yes, scroll down. That's the mobile situation. There's a chart right down there. You're going to put the number of border tiles right in there. And then hit check my work. And anybody else on mobile, this is hard to see. You're going to have to scroll down. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you. No scrolling. Oh, yeah. Annoying. Sad. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Here, I'll put that up again. You have a laptop. Anybody with a laptop, make sure this is up. Okay. In case this is not working for you on your device and you want to switch devices, there you go. So didn't work for mobile. Too frustrating. Okay. Uh, oh, okay, okay. Um, well. Frustrating on mobile. Good to know. Make it bigger. So first is a 6x6, then 9x9, then 10x10. So three new squares will be a 6x6, a 9x9, and a 10x10. Yeah, you're glad you joined on the laptop. Yeah, you'll just have to share with everybody. You guys can just use hers. Correct. The, yeah. Common thing to do, not an error really. You did math. You did math. Now just do some more math. Yeah. You guys are. Yeah, I know basics was very difficult on them.
Oh, this one.
Yeah, I think your buddy probably has something to say about it.
We were confused by the instruction at first.
Okay.
We were doing the work of somebody else.
That adorable. Jumps for. What, all of what was 20? So, let me just show you, I think, did people do this one? Oh, here. Just want to show you that in case, I know there's been some trouble with, doing this on a mobile. I'm so sorry about that. But Eric kind of changed his mind about which one he liked. So I'll just do, for a 6x6 square, one method is to say like the total 6, right, minus 1 times 4, or you could say, no, right, it would be 7 minus 1, 6, no, it's 6 plus 1, that's right. 6 plus 1 times 4 for a 6x6 square. And I say this because some of you were thinking that the squares were already in there, but it'll show you the colored tiles when you enter a number. So it'll show you the colored tiles when you enter a number. If you enter, 20 squares, it's not enough. Not here now. You can, you definitely can. You don't have to put just the number, you can put an expression, that's fine. Exciting. Whoa, I have so much power. So those of you who are looking at Desmos right now may have noticed that you are paused. I don't want to pause you. There's lots of great math conversation happening, but I just want to summarize a little bit and let you guys have an opportunity to talk about how that felt doing some math together, or ask any questions that you have. Too many computers. I'm okay right now, but maybe I'll come to you. Okay. So this screen, did everybody get a chance to look at screen 7? This is Lucia's table. This is not your table. So you guys had an opportunity to fill in the table for the 6x6 square, the 9x9, the 10x10. Some of you noticed that you could just write expressions instead of just writing the number. So you may have done that. This person did that. So when you looked at this, or when you described your strategy, did anything come up that was surprising at your table? Yeah, Dee.
We did two very completely different kinds of expressions to get to ours. And so our generalization is not the same, interestingly enough.
Not the same as Lucia's
Mine is not the same as Lucia's.
or your partner's, or you guys did the same one?
So my expression came out to be a tiling of a square of a certain size rather than like if you have it for the specific size. I think that's what he's trying to say. No, okay.
Our strategy to determine the total was ours were different from each other's and also different to Lucia's. Ours are not the same, and they're also both different than his.
That's fun. So, but you all got the same numbers for 6x6, 9x9, 10x10. Okay. When you saw the n by n, does anybody have a first reaction they want to share when you looked at that table and saw n by n? Just first reaction when you saw that? Dee said in the old days, she would have gone, okay. And you maybe some of you feel like that. Maybe you recognize that from your students. So if we were to use Lucia's strategy, some people did kind of describe Lucia's strategy. I don't think I really saw anybody. Oh, maybe James. Yeah, James was trying to describe it in the way that he did it, not Lucia. That seems right, James? Why is this not going down? And then add 2 columns and rows, then subtract 1. Yeah, that's different from Lucia's strategy as well. right? That what these are is just instructions for any square, any number of tiles, n by n. You can do it for 9 by 9, 100 by 100, 6 by 6, right? Super fun. Thank you for playing this fun game here. We are going to pause this particular activity. I'll give everybody one last opportunity if anybody has a question or I don't know, fun fact to share about this activity. Okay. Okay. Shake it out a second. Okay. We're on Desmos still, but just for 1.5 minutes, I want you to now independently look at a test question. Okay? So this will be a silent 1.5 minutes of personal time. You do not have to share your thinking or response, but I want you to just look at a test question. Also math. This is not the right. So if you're on Desmos, I'll put it on your screen, but you don't have to look on Desmos. I'll also put it up here. Everyone could take a minute and pause where they are. Pause your thinking for now. Hopefully everybody has some time to decide on an answer. I will share the correct answer just for curiosity's sake. But first, I want to give everyone else an opportunity to just tell me how that felt. Yeah.
It felt rewarding.
Can you say more about that?
Being able to use context clues, using prefixes, understanding that penta is 5, knowing that there are 5 sides to a pentagon, and then going through the answer choices and seeing which one is equivalent to 5, knowing that that x squared didn't have anything to do with 5, and just going all through the answer choices and doing process of elimination.
Thank you so much. So it sounds like it was rewarding because there was some vocabulary that you knew and that you needed to know. And so that was rewarding. Okay. Did anybody feel differently than that? Yes, you said yes. Do you want to share? Yeah.
That was definitely not my experience. I felt a little lost at first, but I looked for a scaffold to help me. And once I found the scaffold, I was able to solve. I went and found the formula to solve what is the perimeter of a pentagon, because I didn't even think about the root word and all of that. So I needed help.
Okay, thank you so much. So it sounded like when you first saw it, you were like, no, I did not feel rewarded. I felt a little worried. But then you did also use vocabulary that you knew. And if you did not know that, maybe you would have been stuck in that feeling. Okay. Anybody else feel similarly, differently? Online. Okay. Thank you again for thinking through that. If you did that on Desmos, I had a couple other questions for you to share, and let me see. Anybody did those? Yeah. So some of you felt. Most of you do not know the people at your table, so that's one thing. And some of you felt comfortable sharing, and some of you didn't. And I wonder if those related. Now, the response, Pentagon, I think helped, right? I think we've already talked about 5 sides. A regular pentagon, all of the sides are the same. So 5x plus 20. Yeah, that was the one. Definitely some unsafe choices out there, but that was the safest choice. Now, I'm ending my session here. I want to tell you a story about a student of mine. She was in my class, math class. She moved up to the next class. I don't need that now. Unfortunately, the program that I've been teaching in levels math students. So there was a second level she could move up to. By the way, no other subject is leveled, just the math. But she ended up coming back to my class. Now, the leveled classes, they aren't actually super officially leveled. It's pretty random. It's just like, there are too many people in your class. Is there anybody you can send? So it's not real scientific. So she was able to come back, no problem. And I asked her what was different. And she described what I know of as cold calls happening in that second class. Okay, yes, he's nodding. Okay, some teachers heard of this word, cold calls. When I first trained to be a teacher, I was taught to do cold calls. Cold calls are just calling on someone randomly. You want to be able to just choose random and make sure everybody's on their toes. I think it's like an engagement strategy, keep everybody engaged. I guess, yeah, ready to answer. But my student said that these cold calls kept people silent. They felt shame. And the brain science is clear on this. Cold calls stop brain function. Even if you usually can explain something, you freeze if you're socially stressed, right? So in our group, my students spoke out more. Instead of silence, let's just throw out what we feel. That's what she said. And this kind of, she was talking for her other students as well. Like they were not quiet. Like the students in the other class stayed silent. This class, not so much. And I have to work for that result, and it's not always easy, but I'm here. I think I learned a few things. I'm not sure, but I'll share a few tips that I think I learned. Biggest thing, I try to change all my questions to questions about student thinking. I cannot read minds, so I can be genuinely curious when I ask these questions. I do know what x plus 4 times 5 is, but I do not know how your brain works. It's a hard one. I also try to pose lots of questions that have more than one right answer, or at least lots of ways to get the same answer. And I try to be ready with different visualizations in case our group is small and would benefit from a few more. Like this is a big group. We got a lot of different ways to calculate the border. So, you know, with a smaller group or with a group less used to being open about that, I do come ready. And just so you know, if you want more than just my example today of a creative problem, I have a great website for you. Shout out to ANN. This is link, that little icon links to some great resources for those types of creative problems on the website. Last tip, I try to hush up when I can. It's not easy again. I try to recede into the background, and I pounce on any newfound confidence, right? And miraculously, it happens. People gain confidence, and they step up. Oh, you really felt confident with that. Okay, you are the new leader for this next task. Like in your group, you are the leader. Great. I step up. These are really, really hard tips for me to follow. I have to practice them like religiously, especially number one. It is ingrained in me to just ask the answer that I know. I know it though, but I want to be genuinely curious. But it has worked, a little bit, right? A lot of people who have been through this group find it helpful. And so why do people come to class? I think it's the other people. A little bit, right? I mean, maybe this person wouldn't feel like they're achieving something in life and wouldn't feel better about themselves if it weren't for the other people. And, I think it's the whole team. And I think they think that too. I don't think I know. They told me. I'll also be real candid here. I do not think it's the setup of the class. As I told you, the math classes are leveled. Also, this class met twice a week online, and each class was, how long do you think it is? This class? It meets twice a week. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours on Zoom twice a week. If it were me, I've definitely put my 2 cents in about all of this, but still 3 hours. And the sessions last for 5 weeks at a time. So I don't think it's that. I do think it's the group. Anyway. It's my 3 hours. We do take breaks, my goodness. I do have opinions on structuring of classes, so if anybody wants to talk to me about that, please do. These resources and reference in my slides. If you want to get to my slides, I have a tiny URL. I'll put that, I'll leave that up. I do, in addition to teaching math, I do PD. I prefer to do math PD, so if you're interested in that, please talk to me. I'm tired of teaching people AI. Yeah, sorry, put that back up. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for presenting for the Adult Numeracy Strand sponsored by the Adult Numeracy Network. At your tables, there is a list of other sessions that will be held in this room. And on the back side, there is an event tonight that we're inviting you to. It is dinner and a movie, right? The dinner is free. So if you can come at 6 o'clock, it's on this level of the hotel. Information here, but please register for a free ticket so we can possibly plan the food. Question?
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
What did third grade Christian want to be when she grew up?
Oh, that's a great question. Yeah, I like it. Vulnerability. I did not know. I will say that. The only thing that I knew in third grade, fifth grade, 12th grade was that I didn't want to be a teacher. Yeah. Didn't want to be in school anymore. Mm-hmm. There's some of the famous mathematicians that Kristen had anonymized